Okay. So, quick thought of the day. And I actually originally wrote a script for what I wanted to say. And then as I was recording it, I realized it sounded way too scripted. And I figured, why not just talk for a second? At Go Imagine, we're constantly thinking about our growth and how we're getting to the point of scale so that we've got the handmade marketplace that everybody wants. Because I don't think it's a secret that makers and artists are all longing for a new handmade marketplace that's viable, right? We all want it. We all can admit that. The thing is, the only way a marketplace can succeed is if the handmade community supports it. That's it. There's never been another way that that's happened. Even Etsy grew because of makers supporting it. In fact, the Etsy CEO, and I've said this many times before, the Etsy CEO has been quoted in the shareholder uh, documents saying that the reason they've had such remarkable growth is because of sellers promoting their own shops. That's how it happens. Now, something has changed over time. What's happened is that Etsy is changing, and now makers are looking for new places to sell. And they're also realizing they don't want to be beholden to one platform. So many people are creating their own websites. They're using Shopify, they're using Wix. And what's happening is what used to be a supportive community working together to build one giant marketplace that supports handmade is now people getting Shopify and Wix websites, which is the equivalent of leaving a supportive community that takes care of each other and everybody moving off to their own island, foraging for food by themselves. And that's a recipe for failure across the board. And yes, obviously there are many makers that do a wonderful job running their own websites and they build their sites and they make money at it. There's no question about that. But I do believe that they're a little bit more the exception than the norm because a lot of people who are makers and artists are not website designers. They are not people that were building a website business or an e-commerce business. These are wonderful makers that are looking for a platform to sell on. So what we did at Go Imagine, we said, well, you know what? These sellers, they're looking for their own website. So why don't we give them their own website, right? And not only give them their own website, but do it for less. So Mosaic by Go Imagine is $10 a month and it gets you your own website. It is an alternative to Shopify or Wix at 25% of the cost. And on top of that, by getting a Mosaic website, you get your own brand identity, which you're all looking for, but then you start supporting a handmade marketplace to help that growth that'll drive you more traffic. So it's the best of both worlds, getting your own website for a fraction of the cost while also supporting a handmade marketplace and doing the same thing that everyone did for Etsy at the beginning.